Welcome back to Dark Corner's Physical Media Reviews. Another 4K restoration from the archive, 1950's The Man in Black is an early film for Hammer Film Productions, as distinct from Hammer Productions Limited, and I still struggle with some of the nuances of that history. The film was based on the radio series Appointment with Fear, presented by Valentine Dial, the eerily voiced Man in Black.
This is your storyteller, the Man in Black.
Also featuring soon-to-be comedy star Sid James.
A few minutes after I sit down in this chair, my body will, to all intents and purposes, be dead. But during this period, my mind will remain active and alive.
It's so weird seeing James in a dramatic role, but can I just point out, he's 37 here. The man did all his aging early on, then just remained the same for the next 25 years.
Saucy.
The film got a pretty negative reaction from critics of the time, and I think it's more enjoyed now, at least partly because, intentionally or not, it's funny.
I have always been interested in the philosophy of yoga.
Particularly Sid James as a very earnest yogic master.
I've told you on more than one occasion that yoga is not a subject for cheap jibes.
The fact that we never got Carry On Downward-Facing Dog is a real tragedy.
All Professor Chopper will have to do will be to touch my face in certain places.
Sadly, not everyone takes the dangers of yoga as seriously as James's Henry Clavering.
Mr. Clavering!
Leading to his death and the standard awkward will reading.
To my daughter Joan, I give and bequeath Oakfield Towers and all my estates.
The bulk of Clavering's fortune left to his daughter Joan, and precious little to his second wife or her daughter Janice.
Give me a cigarette.
Betty Ann Davis and Sheila Burrell evilly chain-smoking throughout. As Joan sleeps, dreaming of her fiancé, who never appears but is portrayed in this portrait by future Frankenstein and Dracula screenwriter Jimmy Sangster, the two cook up a scheme.
I think it's your father.
Loosely inspired by Gaslight.
Patience. Just a little patience.
Driving the girl insane.
I'm afraid Joan is losing her mind.
Matters are complicated by Janice's fiancé, Victor.
She's got everything in the right places, isn't she?
Whose motives are equally sordid.
Well. £250,000. And I'm holding it.
A wonderfully unpleasant turn by Anthony Forward.
What with your money and my charm, we could really go places.
There is too a twist in the tale, which I'm not going to reveal, although I thought it was audible almost immediately.
I smell a mystery.
As I've said before of Hammer's current releases, the less high profile, the better the extras. This is really exceptional. Although, for once, not loving the packaging, but just look at the booklet. Continuing the Hammer crime files. Articles on Sid James as a dramatic actor, on writer John Gilling, this is his first Hammer credit, and another continuing series, The Men Who Ran Hammer, on Anthony Hines, huge figure in Hammer's history. Also, Wayne Kinsley talking about Oakley Court, which appears in so many Hammer films, including Plague of the Zombies and The Reptile, both directed by John Gilling, and please check out our special about those.
Zombie.
Elsewhere, two new sets of commentaries, that by Lisbeth Miles and Paul Cornell of the House of Hammer podcast, falls into the category of lovers rather than experts, but no shame in that. And if you prefer a more informative one, then you've got Will Fowler and Melanie Williams on the other track. There's an archive interview with director Francis Searle, who left Hammer before they got into gothic horrors, saying they just weren't my cup of tea. Really fascinating insight into how Hammer worked with these stately home locations and that sense of a repertory company. Featurettes on Valentine Dial. Turns out Hammer Horror might have been very different if he hadn't fallen out with the brass. On writer John Dixon Carr, who was the backbone of Appointment with Fear and its US equivalent Suspense. And there is a separate featurette about horror radio of the 30s and 40s, accompanied by, perhaps the standout feature, the 3 surviving episodes of Suspense, one featuring Peter Lorre.
And at least I can promise you a very interesting experience.
Standout in a different way is Yoga and You, a self-help guide to yoga made by Hammer, just to show they were doing more than making movies, and introduced by Sir Paul Yokes.
Night of the British Empire.
No one dies, but in many ways this is weirder than the film. In terms of early Hammer, there's some fine gothic atmosphere. Shades of Val Luton. But that's probably it if you're looking for horror.
We seem to have a body snatcher in our midst.
As the thriller it sets out to be, this is a bit of a failure, but time has made it camply entertaining.
I wanted something unusual.
With enough genuine threat to keep you invested.
I'm going to get a little kiss first, just to show there's no ill feeling.
Another under the heading of fun but inessential film, accompanied by essential extras. Thanks for watching. Have you seen this film and did you enjoy it? Is this the only yoga-based thriller? Is this a subgenre I've missed? Let us know in the comments below.
Goodbye to you. I will come and fetch you again another time.